Hello, this is News Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studios in Lagos. Coming up, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo refutes his connection with the land or the high-rise building that collapsed in Ikoyi, Lagos. Federal High Court stops the federal government from deducting $418 million from account of the 36 states of the Federation. Nigerian Bar Association seeks justice over a raid on the home of Justice Mary Odili. And Britain negotiator says he will not trigger an emergency provision in Brexit deal. Hello again, and thanks very much for joining us. I'm Michael Nath. Now, the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says he has no connection with the land or the high-rise building that collapsed while under construction on Gerrard Road in Ikoyi, Lagos. In a statement on Friday, the Vice President spokesman, Laulu Akonde, stated that his principal has no interests in the said property. According to him, all property and assets owned by the Vice President have been publicly declared. The Vice President's spokesman faulted a report by a media outfit which suggested that Professor Osinbajo owned the land upon which the collapsed building stood. The report, he noted, also claimed that Adeojo sold the land to Osinbajo, while the Vice President at some point intervened with the regulatory authorities in Lagos to unseal the property. But Akonde insisted that the Vice President never spoke with the State Governor or any other official of the government regarding the unsealing of the building. He added that his principal never acted to influence any other regulatory action on the collapsed building or any other structure in Lagos. The Vice President has referred this disgraceful publication to his lawyers for prompt legal action. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has called on Nigerian youths to explore the opportunities in the tech space to compete favorably in the emerging trends of the global community. Osinbajo made this call while delivering the maiden convocation lecture at a convocation ceremony and installation of the first Chancellor of Koladaisi University, Ibadan. He charged young people to embrace the challenges of life through innovative solutions to societal challenges to create employment opportunities for themselves and for their contemporaries. In his installation speech, the Chancellor of the University, Koladaisi, said the institution is established to provide qualitative education for the present and future generations of Nigerian youths that will rapidly respond to the socio-economic needs of our knowledgeable and driven economy. A total number of 52 graduates participated at the convocation ceremony, with 12 of them bagging first-class honors.
For the next 5 years, every year, 20,000 students after youth service will be given internship opportunities in private sector companies and in public agencies. The idea will be for the participants to gain relevant career and life skills that will enable them transition seamlessly into professional business or public sector careers, while also earning a good pay during the internship. It is self-discipline that enables you to take opportunities when they come.
Yes, public universities have played a very big role in the development of the Nigerian society, its manpower, and its economy. But in recent years, there has been a steady rise in the establishment of private universities. And in this era of technology, it's very certain that probably as much as 70% of jobs in our future economy will require university education.
The Federal High Court in Abuja has stopped the federal government from executing its plan to deduct $418 million from the bank account of the 36 states of the Federation. Justice Inyang Eko issued a restraining order against the federal government till Friday following an ex-parte application brought by the councils to the 36 states, Jibril Otukekbe and Ahmed Raji. While moving the application, Okutekbe, who led the legal team of the states, told the judge that the states would be completely crippled if the federal government should go ahead to deduct the huge amount from the bank accounts of their clients. Now, members of Zamfara State House of Assembly have reviewed the state's budget downward by 25,203,851 naira. The initial budget of 142,779,251 naira assigned by the government for the 2021 fiscal year was cut down to 117,575,400 naira as a result of the activities of bandits, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the internally generated revenue (IGR) of the state. Members of the Assembly reduced the figure on Thursday after considering the report from the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, which was titled with the responsibility of revising the budget estimate. The Nigerian Bar Association has vowed to get to the bottom of last Friday's raid on the home of Judge of the Supreme Court, Justice Mary Odili. It demanded that President Muhammadu Buhari set up an independent investigative panel to unravel those behind the incident. NBA President Olumichi Akpata, who met with journalists in Lagos, warned that should the president fail to so act, lawyers would take legal action. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, have separately denied authorizing the raid on said project. Now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the State Security Services, both of which were also linked to the invasion, had denied involvement. The IGP has also ordered an investigation of his men involved in the incident. 6 persons abducted from the University of Abuja in the Federal Capital Territory have regained freedom. They were rescued about 3 days after gunmen attacked the staff quarters of the university in Gwagwalada area of the council. Now, in a statement on Friday, the spokesman of the FCT Police Command, Josephine Ede, confirmed that the victims were rescued by a joint team of operatives from various security agencies. Those abducted included 2 professors, a senior lecturer, and 3 of their family members. Chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Uni Abuja chapter, Dr. Kasim Umar, who also confirmed that the victims have been rescued, stated that no ransom was paid. And now candidates in the imminent Anambra governorship election on Thursday signed a peace accord in Awka, the state capital. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, was present at this ceremony, which was facilitated by the National Peace Committee. The NPC is chaired by former military head of state General Abdulsalami Abubakar. Ifanyuba of the Young Progressives Party, YPP, Andy Oba of the All Progressives Congress, and Chukuma Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, were among the signees on Thursday. Anambra, as in much of the southeast, has witnessed several gunmen attacks, casting doubts on the safety of the elections. The proscribed indigenous people of Biafra has also threatened the sanctity of the election of its leader, if its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is not released from detention. But the federal government has beefed up security in the state, pledging a free and fair poll. Disinformation has circulated through the media since the early days of mass communication. Now, to remedy this, Rewired Africa Network put up a media literacy mentorship to draw a spotlight on the impact on the society.
Media literacy is such an important skill for the youth to have. The youth are so bombarded by information, and the sources of information that are coming at the youth today are multiplied many, many times over than in the past. And so understanding what is fact and what is opinion is a really important skill, because those lines have been really blurred. And so giving these students the skills to be able to discern that, but not only that, for them to take their knowledge as ambassadors in their homes, to their families, to their friends, to their schools, will help disseminate this message because it is a really important skill for the future leaders of this country.
We are concerned about our society. We were born here, we were bred here, so whatever happens here affects us. Media literacy is something that is a state of understanding that we as a society is supposed to have, so that one way or the other, it mitigates or reduces the incidences of insecurity and the way we relate with each other and the way we confront each other and the way we even relate to our everyday problems. When people are older, it becomes a little more difficult to change because they are akin to a certain habit and a way of doing things. But the point there is the younger people who, some of them don't even have phones yet, a lot of them are new to social media, a lot of them are just engaging in society yet. So we want to prepare their minds so that as they engage with the right frame of mind already. So that is why we decided to embark on this, the secondary school, so that the moment you get a phone, you already know what you're supposed to do originally.
Okay, let me start off with the sessions we had with the students. We taught them on how to detect fake news, how to be able to carry out background checks on information and piece of information they receive on social media and in public places. So with what they've learned, they are very confident. They are now media literate ambassadors, and they've been sharing their knowledge with their peers, their family members, and their community members that see there is gravity in sharing news that is not verified, because the impact and the effect is always, we've seen a lot of it all over the world and all over the media. So they are enlightening and encouraging everyone to always stop, reflect and verify, check facts before sharing it on public places or the social media platforms.
You're watching news now from iBrandTV News Studios here in Lagos. We'll take a commercial break now and return with more stories. Stay with us.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If you sabi cook the banga, no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga eforiro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
True unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. True unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Welcome back. Africa News now. Ambassadors of the West African bloc ECOWAS met with the Guinean foreign minister in Conakry on Thursday, ahead of the summit that the bloc will hold next Sunday to discuss the situation in Guinea and Mali. The group that has suspended Guinea's membership and called for the junta to release former President Alpha Condé has demanded the military to call for the elections and re-establish the constitutional order in the country. In the past weeks, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, who led the coup and was sworn in as interim president on October, has named several ministers and appointed senior international civil servant Mohamed Bivogu as prime minister of the government that is transitioning the nation to civilian rule after the coup in September. Now, 9 anti-government factions are forming an alliance to push for a political transition in Ethiopia. 2 of the groups said on Friday, piling more pressure on Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed as rebel forces advance towards the capital. Several of the factions have armed fighters, although it was not clear whether they all do. The alliance includes political, military and diplomatic cooperation and expands an existing agreement between forces from the northern region of Tigray and the Oromo Liberation Army. One of the organizers, Yohannes Abra, told Reuters. The pact will be signed in Washington on Friday. Foreign news now. Britain will not trigger an emergency provision in its Brexit deal on Friday. Its negotiators said on arriving for talks with the European Union's appointment are aimed at overcoming disagreements over trade across the Irish border. The emergency measures, called Article 16, allows either side to take unilateral action if they deem the agreement governing post-Brexit trade is having a strongly negative impact on their interests. Britain left the bloc last year, but it has since refused to implement some of the border checks between its province of Northern Ireland and EU member Ireland that the 27-nation union says London is obliged to under their divorce deal. Now, the EU says tighter controls are necessary to protect its single market of 450 million people. Czech President Miloš Zeman expects to appoint opposition leader Petr Fiala as the new prime minister. The president said in his first public remarks since the country's October 8-9 parliamentary election. Zeman, who was rushed to hospital on October the 10th for an undisclosed condition, said in a telephone interview from hospital on Frequency 1 radio taped on Friday that he felt well and was ready to complete his mandate until 2023. Under the constitution, Zeman has the right to appoint prime ministers of his choice. Now, the 77-year-old had previously said that he would let the strongest individual party, which is outing Prime Minister Andrej Babis's ANO, the first chance to form a government, although ANO does not have any majority or partners willing to form one with it. Coming up next is business news.
Hello and welcome to Business News. I am Omobolanle Adeshuyi. In a bid to commence the implementation of its cashless policy, the Central Bank of Nigeria has reduced the cost of printing banknotes in 2020 by 16.9 million naira, showing a 28.8% decline. According to the report, the CBN has concluded upgrade of the Cash Activity Reporting Portal, CAP, for transmission of currency management data from the financial industry to the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System, NIBSS, leading to reduced paper money usage. Furthermore, the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting PLC, NSPM, remains the sole printer of the Nigerian legal tender currency, while the Central Bank of Nigeria, as a major investor, holds 89.52% of the shares in the company. The Nigeria Portal Service, NIPOST, got zero allocation from 137.2 billion naira capital votes earmarked for the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, as well as the 3 parastatals under it in the proposed 2022 budget. The same parastatal is also billed for unbundling into 3 agencies by the federal government next year. In the proposed 160.593 billion naira budget for the ministry, NICOMSAT NIPOST and NIMSI, the main ministry got 85.231 billion naira for capital votes, NIMSI 46.5 billion naira, NITCOMSAT 5.4 billion naira, while NIPOST has zero allocation. Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Ali Pantami, made the disclosure on Thursday while defending his ministry's 2022 budget estimate before the Joint Committee of the National Assembly on Communication. Reacting to the proposal, the chairman of the committee, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, said it was wrong for the agency not to be allocated any capital vote for 2022 fiscal year. She added that the committee may have no choice but to appropriate something for the agency if there is no valid reason for the zero allocation. The federal government has stated that it will acquire 10,000 tractors from Brazil to boost agriculture in the country, as well as setting up model grazing reserves in selected states of the country by 2022. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Muhammad Abubakar, while appearing before the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Agricultural Production and Services for the 2022 Budget Defense in Abuja, yesterday disclosed that the ministry would also commence the Green Imperative project in partnership with the Brazilian government. This aims to provide 10,000 units of tractors, 50,000 units of assorted implements and equipment to be assembled in the country. And that's it on Business News. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. It's now back to Michael.
Thank you very much. And now, up next is entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News. I am Michelle Abanu. Nigerian music superstar Burna Boy has disclosed one of his biggest dreams as an artist as he shared a lengthy post on his Instagram story about his desire to stage a never-done-before mega concert at the biggest stadium in the United Kingdom. Burna said he would love the idea to be materialized next year and expected many other superstars to join him in the movement. The African giant also believed that the UK government would support the idea as most countries in Africa were British colonies. Hence, he tagged the UK Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, the United Nations, and CNN Africa in the post. Next, the reality TV star Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from the rapper and the father of her 4 children after more than 6 years of marriage in February. And she joked about the split while she presented Saturday Night Live in October, saying, "I divorced him," in her opening monologue. Kanye, who recently changed his name legally to Ye, addressed the divorce proceedings for the first time during an appearance on the Drink Champs podcast, which aired on Thursday, and insisted Kim is still his wife and he wants them to stay together. He went on to blame the media for keeping them apart. The 44-year-old referred to KKW beauty mogul as his wife throughout the show, and in the first instance he stated, "My wife, 'cause she's still my wife, it ain't no paperwork." He also praised her for changing society's perception of beauty. That does it on Entertainment News. It's now back to Michael.
Coming up next is sport news.
Welcome to Sports Business. On Sports Business at this hour, Brooklyn Nets forward Kevin Durant will serve as the co-CEO of Infinite Acquisition Corporation, which filed for an initial public offering for $200 million on Wednesday. Infinite will sell 20 million shares at $10 and return money to investors if it doesn't acquire a company to take public within 24 months. Among the targets are sports, e-commerce, and cryptocurrency companies. The Special Purpose Acquisition Company will trade under the ticker symbol NFNT.U on the New York Stock Exchange. A SPAC, also known as a blank check company, is formed to raise capital through an initial public offering to acquire existing companies. The funds are placed in a 2-year escrow account, and once a deal is identified, it is presented to investors. Investors can exit if they don't approve a proposal, but if a deal is secured, investors can also obtain stock warrants, options to buy shares of the new company purchased at a future date. Over $100 billion in SPAC deals occurred in 2021, although the market has cooled after a Securities and Exchange Commission accounting crackdown. And still talking sports updates, City Football Group, the owners of Premier League champions Manchester City, have announced an extension of their global partnership with Japanese car manufacturer Nissan. The partnership, which is entering its 3rd term, now covers 5 clubs in total. Nissan became CFG's first multi-club partner in 2014, with Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola a Nissan ambassador since 2019. The new deal also includes Chinese club Sichuan Jinhua FC, and Nissan are the first brand to partner with multiple CFG-owned soccer clubs in 2014 when it became the official automotive partner of Manchester City, New York City Football Club, and Melbourne City Football Club. Since then, the partnership has been extended to include Spanish outfit Girona Football Club, with the latest extension also covering Chinese second-tier club Sichuan Jinhua Football Club. And that's it on Sports Business. I'm Samson Oleide.
And that's the end of the news. Thanks very much for being part of it all. I'm Michael Nas.